Greetings everyone, this is Amara with another video short. Now, some people are going to find this offensive, what I'm going to say, right? But I want you to seriously think about what I'm saying and consider my words, okay? This doesn't go out to all preachers, but it goes out to quite a few preachers, what I'm going to say right now, and some of the congregation. Listen, you got some preachers, right? And they've got their congregation. The congregation give them a whole heap of money each week. Yeah? Giving them dimes and ducats to go into their buckets. And guess what? Half the time this money is going towards what? Not the church in itself, but it's going into the preacher's pockets. That's right, into the preacher's pockets. The preacher's got a big nice house somewhere out in the country. And he's got his wife and 3 or 4 kids, and he's driving a nice car. A BMW or a Lexus or even some Rolls Royces. Whilst the congregation have no money. Some people hardly have any money and they're giving away their money to these congregations, okay, to these preachers, and they've got no money hardly in their own pockets. Some people are living in private rented accommodation, whilst these preachers are living in some big house, some big mansion somewhere. And the other thing that really gets to me is that you go to these preachers who claim to be the sympathizer between God or the Most High or whatever you want to call him. I don't believe that God is a him either. I believe that God is an energy that probably consists of both male and female principles, but it's a conscious energy. That's what I personally believe. But anyway, these people go to these preachers and reverends who claim to be the sympathizer between them and God. They claim to be the person who passes the message between God and themselves to their congregation. Is that correct? If this is correct, I've got to ask you this. How many preachers have ever been able to predict a hurricane? How many preachers have ever been able to predict a tornado, a tsunami? How many have ever been able to predict any events such as this and to warn the congregation, especially if they live in areas where it's prone to flooding, where it's prone to hurricanes, where it's prone to tornadoes, yeah, tsunamis and all of those things. If these people claim to be the sympathizer between them and God, and they pass a message from God, and it comes through them to the people, how come they could never seem to predict when there's going to be a hurricane, or when there's going to be a tornado, or an earthquake? You see, the truth hurts, doesn't it? The truth hurts. These preachers are taking away your money from you, right? And they're not really helping you. This is a new time, and it's a new time for change. It's a new time for change, people. You see, the old ways have got to go, and in its place, a change. We're coming out of the house of Pisces and we're going into the house of Aquarius. This is time for change, man. You've got to leave those things behind. The preacher isn't really helping you, is he? He's taking your money away from you, but let him come, or her come and tell you about when the next earthquake is going to hit your area, or the next tornado, or the next tsunami. As Bob Marley once said, the truth is an offense, it's not a sin. The truth is an offense, but it's not a sin. So some people are going to get really offended by the truth. And in the Bible it says, the truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free. I don't think the truth will set you free. The truth will make you free. As something's set, it cannot move. The truth will make you free. See, these people who made up parts of the Bible, you see some of these people who fabricated the words in the Bible, took out certain books as well, and put in what they wanted to put in, are the ones that's down here controlling things. And your preacher has to go to the bank and pay in some money to these banks in order for the church to be able to run. Do you hear me? Some of these preachers have to go to the bank every week to pay in money to these banks, to the system. This is a system that is being run. Let me say this also. There was a dog. I think it was last year. It was an Alsatian dog. Go look it up on YouTube. An Alsatian dog which was barking from in the morning, trying to warn the people around him. Right? This dog trying to warn people that there was going to be a earthquake. But nobody was listening to the dog. The dog, being in tune with nature, knew that this earthquake was coming, and it stood on a corner and it started yowling for the whole day. Right? And then later on in the evening, what happened? There was an earthquake, and look how many people got killed. It's in Turkey. See, animals are more in tune to nature than what we are. They're more in tune. Is your preacher that in tune that he can tell you when there's going to be an earthquake or a tsunami? Okay, we're living in this fabricated, man-made world. And it's time for us to get back to nature and to get back to the way that things were intended by the Most High. You don't need to go to no church to preach to God, nor do you need to go to any priest or reverend or pope and listen to their words. You don't need to listen to the words of your preachers, your popes, or your reverends. Because if they're not really helping you, then what is their point of really being there? As I say again, and as Bob Marley said one time, the truth is an offense. The truth is an offense, but it's not a sin. The Bible says, the truth shall set you free. No, the truth shall make you free. Some churches do help people in the form of when there's been an earthquake or something, right? They help with putting out food and goods to help. They help with things such as when somebody is on the street homeless and may have a soup kitchen. And that's all good. That's all good. But on the other hand, as I said before, can these preachers, can these popes, can these church reverends tell you when there's going to be a tsunami? Or when there's going to be some type of catastrophe that's going to be killing millions of people? They'll be able to save loads and loads of people from this destruction. We would not need to have a soup kitchen. We would not need to have an emergency service. You see, when there's been a catastrophe, these people are out and they're helping people. Okay? Giving them food, giving them shelter, giving them clothes and all of those kinds of things. But wouldn't it be even better still if they could have stopped this in the first place through the divine intervention which has been given to them through God? Could they not have stopped this? Stopped millions and millions of people from dying? Because if they're in tune with God and in tune with nature, they should be able to tell you when there's an earthquake coming, a tsunami. Is that not correct? This is Amara with another video. Over and out.